I did one of the hardest challenges I've ever done in my life. So, towards the end of 2025, I was not in a good state. Physically, I had been lacking. My routine was basically bedroom, study, in class or in the hospital, back in the cafeteria, back in the dorm. Hospital, eat, sleep. Hospital, eat, sleep. It just went in that whole cycle. It was not the best thing, I was not living the life I would wish to live. Now, before I go on, this is not the first time I'm hearing about 75 hard. I actually tried it before, but completely failed. But it came back again, and I was like, you know what? I'm not in the best state. I really need to make some adjustments to my life. So for those of you that don't know, the 75 hard challenge is a mental toughness challenge. Okay, the 75 hard challenge was created by a guy named Andy Frisella, and he created the 75 hard challenge back in 2019. So this challenge was more of a mental toughness program rather than a fitness challenge. The main goal of this challenge is to build resilience and discipline so that through the consistent actions we take for the whole 75-day period, we may see results. The results are a byproduct, but rather the main focus was to build the discipline and the mental toughness to push through. Hence the reason why I chose to try out this challenge for the second time. And also I want to be tough. You need to work out twice a day, but one has to be outdoors. You need to follow a diet, drink a lot of water. They say a gallon of water, followed by reading 10 pages of a book every day. This book cannot be fictional. No Harry Potter, no funny wizards and fairies and all of that. Nah, real non-fiction. And audiobooks, they don't count. We need to improve the literature, mental capacity. Yes. And finally, we also have to take a progress picture every day. So, because I've tried this challenge before, I needed to find a way to not fail again. So one of the things I thought of, since I had done the challenge before alone, no one knew I was doing it. So to up the stakes, I was going to post on Instagram every day on my story, posting everything that I've done. If you want to check, you can check on my Instagram. Yes, sir. So I started by posting my first picture, just informing people of what I was going to be doing. And funny enough, other people were interested as well in joining and participating in such a challenge, which honestly was really, really cool. So on top of having this accountability on Instagram, I had some friends and family who joined in. We created a WhatsApp group. We were able to start this 75 hard challenge together. The goal of this for me personally was not to build the best physique. I wanted to be more consistent, develop a lifestyle and a routine that was healthier, that was easy to follow, and just as a result, feel better about myself and what I can do. Yeah. And basically just develop discipline, which I was severely lacking. What is my plan to achieve this goal? My plan is to run. I'm gonna go running or jogging at least 3-4 times a week, and jump rope occasionally, as well as some body weight exercises. Those are the easiest things I can do in the environment I'm in. I don't have a gym that's on campus, and it's the cheapest way. So body weight exercises, running, jumping rope. That is what I'm gonna do. Yes, so that's for exercise. For eating, I'm very lucky. I'm very fortunate that I get food from the cafeteria. But vegetarian. So I'll be eating a vegetarian diet where I am not eating any meat, which may be low-key not the way I should go, but it's what I have. Okay, I woke up early today and it is still quite dark. I'm lucky to have this light to shine onto my face, but yeah. I did not want to wake up at all. Doesn't look like. But we need to be tough, we need to be hard.
again. Play it again.
I'm extremely thankful that it was just me, the cameraman, and Pastor Lawrence in the morning who noticed this huge aura loss. And yes, I do know him. Yeah. Anyways, but hey, if you made it this far, please put a high five into the comment section. Would really help my ego. This is the point where things became a bit unfortunate. I'm about to get an injection in the knee. Okay, so I managed to get an MRI of my knee and get it checked out. All seems to be okay, just some inflammation. Got an injection into the knee. I think it should be getting better soon. But I think I will still continue with the challenge. Obviously, with the reduced intensity that I've been going at for the past week, instead of going for full-on runs, I'll be going for shorter walks. Obviously, we need to keep going, but we can't stop completely. Otherwise, I have to go back to zero. So, yeah. The thought and idea that I have now is for me to rather cut out the running, as the doctor requested, and then start spending money by going to the gym. Yeah. And the rest will maintain. The rest of the challenge, like water, reading, and so on, will continue as it was before. And yeah, should be okay. Fortunately, I managed to find a gym nearby called La Palisse. Bit on the pricey side. Equipment is okay. And it has also an aerobics class, which seems pretty cool. Seems to have a lot of benefits, you know. It improves your cardiovascular health, helps you build connections since it is a group activity, and also builds and improves your coordination and rhythm. At least that's what I thought. Hi guys, so I didn't expect this to happen, but Aliet, Adela, they wanted to send me something, and since I'm on this challenge, their idea was fruits. So yeah, people are really watching and supporting, which is fun. Thank you. I can't give up now. I need to find a fridge though. I don't have a fridge in my room.
Dozens of communities. In Indonesia, authorities are struggling to
Man, I'm not even gonna lie, this challenge had finished me, man. It was so like, okay, yes, you see the videos of me exercising, but I don't think that was the hard part. I think the hard part was trying to control my diet and drink water. Jeez. The amount of water I drank this. Right, I was always in the toilet. It's mad. But the sad part was like there were so many events that went on in my life. Like there was a wedding, there was a banquet, and like just going out. You know, funny thing is, during this challenge, people wanted to take me out to eat. It's like, bro, can you not see my posts, man? Like, and now that I'm done, no one wants to talk to me. Jeez. Okay, but anyways, and you know, even though it was like a gathering I had to attend, you know, trying to pick the right things to eat was a struggle. You know, the food was good. There's dessert. Imagine ice cream and cake, and I have to say no. Bruh.
Enough complaining. Here's some of the lessons that I've learned.
The first lesson I learned is the importance of planning and building a routine. Sometimes it's easy to have a routine set on autopilot that just runs, but if you don't have the routine that includes certain rules from the 75 hard challenge, you will find it difficult to keep up. So one thing for me, for example, that I found easy was reading. Personally, I'm not a bookworm. I'm not a fan of reading just for fun, but I try to find time that is strictly for reading. So one place, for example, I mostly read was in the bus ride to the hospital and from the hospital. A lot of the time would be stuck in traffic, and there's only so much you can talk about. So I usually use that time to read as much as I could. The aim was to read 10 pages within the day. So if I could read about 5 before the hospital and 5 after the hospital, on the way back, that would be great. But sometimes I would go over and just finish it there and then. So it's really up to you. So if there is something that you struggle with or not a fan of, build a routine that forces you to do it without you having to think about it. The second one, the power of accountability or community. Honestly speaking, had I not started a WhatsApp group or even started posting the small snippets on my Instagram story, I don't think I would have continued as far as I did. Like, okay, yes, I did not want to fail publicly, so that motivated me. But two, what was nice was the fact that people sent me messages encouraging me to continue. I think once I passed 30 days, people were actually like, oh damn, this guy is serious. So, you know, it was fun. It was nice to see, and many people sent me encouraging messages and people sent me stuff. I think it's very important for you to remember to share that experience. Maybe there's someone who would like to join you, as what happened in my WhatsApp group, or people would want to just watch along and encourage you along the way. But speaking of community, I want to just send a shout out to the group. Even though we started off as 12 people, it was fun, it was good, everyone was motivated, at least for the first month. But obviously life got involved, exams and all that, and I know many people struggled to keep up, but they all did their best. But I want to send a shout out to Clever. He finished the challenge as well. I think he did post a few things on his Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. But you can follow him definitely and check out his page. The third lesson I picked up was consistency.
What's happening? Huh?
Okay, consistency is better than intensity. From after the 4th week, when I had the knee injury and found out that, you know, my knee was pretty injured and I could not run, I was tempted to give up and stop going because it doesn't make sense. I'm doing a challenge that requires exercise and movement, and now I'm asked to walk. Kind of feels useless. I just decided to keep going. I didn't want to give up. And honestly, the results were surprising. I did not expect what happened, but it turns out walking is genuinely a good exercise to do. Just simply walking can get you results as long as you are consistent. Honestly, that lesson I think was one of the most powerful lessons I picked up. So when doing this challenge, be mindful of that. And I think also the fact that me going so hard in the first month was the reason why I got injured. You know, I decided to take on the Masoro hill. That hill is so steep that, you know, the impact was so intense on my knees running down. Take it easy and be consistent. The aim is to accomplish the challenge, not to be David Goggins. But yeah, talking about the results, I managed to drop weight. I started off at 74 kilograms and ended up with 69 kilograms, which is quite an achievement, honestly speaking. Did not expect it. Like I said, transitioning from running to walking, I honestly doubted the results, but look at that. Overall, honestly speaking, this was a great challenge. I learned a lot. I had fun. I really would consider doing it again. Genuinely a great challenge. If you're interested, would highly recommend. Oh, by the way, remember the knee injury? Yeah, it low-key kind of wasn't as simple as I thought it was. So if you're interested in finding out what happened, check out this video.